So I find myself in the triangle position, my opponent hides the arm. Now, why is this a problem? Because when the person hides the arm and I can't pass it across the body, this shoulder will not block the arteries on this side of the neck. The person will not pass out. So what can I do from here? Well, I could do a lot of things that involve opening my guard up. Like I could go to the reverse triangle and finish the choke. I could transition to the omoplata and lock the shoulder. And those are great options too, but the reason I opt for this one sometimes is because it doesn't involve me opening my guard and losing control of my opponent. So I get to keep my triangle position locked the entire time. I'm gonna start to pull on this arm, but more importantly, I'm gonna help dig this arm out by creating this pulsing effect where I stretch my guard away and I bring it back in, and away and back in. And if you do this very quickly and very aggressively, it's a really violent movement and it will start to open up a little space under the person's forearm. So I pull the elbow towards me, I pulse back and forth, and I feel that space start to open up. When I feel that space start to open up, the hand that's placed on the forearm is gonna cut under to the wrist. I'm gonna find that little space, and then I'm gonna carve my thumb up toward my nose, to face my nose. And it is likely that once you get to this position, your opponent's gonna grip up again. And that's no big deal at all. I'm gonna hold the elbow, I'm gonna double up on that grip, and I'm gonna go right back to what I was doing before, okay? Pulsing away and toward me and continuing to pull on that arm. And even the strongest grips will break in this position. So before I go to lock the shoulder, I want to guide this elbow, not to this shoulder, but across to the other. I'm going to guide it across this plane of my chest. And I already feel like Darlo's about to tap. So I'm going to pin my heels down tight, squeeze my knees very tight together, close my elbows to my ribs, and then turn and rotate toward the opposite side. I'm going to get my tap as I raise this elbow. Now, the thing I like a lot about this technique is if at some point I'm not crunching forward enough, I'm leaning back, and I fail to control this arm, she moves out of the lock, it just moves across my body, and then I have an opportunity to go right back to the original triangle choke and get my finish.